In this lesson, we will take a look at Microsoft Access 2013 Database Essentials. To begin with, in Access, when you open a new database, you will see your navigation pane on the right, and then in that navigation pane, you will see all of your objects that are in your database. If no objects are opened, the navigation pane is where you will be able to open them from. Your navigation pane includes all the objects in your database, including tables, queries, forms, and reports. And here you can see an example database, the student data database, and on the navigation pane you can see the student's table, several different queries, forms, and reports. Clicking the drop-down beside all tables allows you to sort how you would like to view your objects. For example, if you click the drop-down and then choose Object Type, you will see that your objects are grouped by type. So you have tables, queries, forms, and then reports, each grouped together. You can open any of your objects to be shown in the viewing pane simply by double-clicking on the name. Each object will open in a new tab. And you can see that you can have multiple tables, queries, forms, or reports open at the same time. And simply move through them by clicking on the tab you would like to work in. To make changes to the name of your tabs or your objects, simply right-click on the tab and you will see options to save, to close, or to change the view of the tab or object that you're on. Each database object can be viewed in several different ways. Tables can be viewed as data sheet, which you're going to recognize as looking pretty similar to a spreadsheet. And that's the view that you probably use the most often with tables. It's the visual representation of the data that is contained. And there are a couple different ways that you can change the view of your objects in Access. One way that you can change the view of each of your objects in Access is to make sure that it is the active object in your viewing pane. And then near the bottom right corner of your Access window, you can look at your different views. So now I'm switching to Layout View, to Design View, and you can see that once I have a table open, I only have Data Sheet or Design View available. So your view options will differ depending on which object you have as your active object. You can also change views by right-clicking on the tab of the object you want to change the view of and choosing it from there. So you can see that now we are viewing this query in Design View, and then back in Datasheet View. You can also switch views by choosing the View button on the Home tab. Also in Access 2013, we have the Backstage view. The Backstage view lets you do several things like save or create a new database, print, or manage your Access options. To access that Backstage view, you would simply need to click on the File button, and here's your Info tab, where you can do things such as view and edit your database properties, and we'll talk about those other options a little bit later in the semester. But you can see here that you have your properties, so you can change the title, the subject, you can look at the general properties, the contents, all kinds of different things from there. This is also where you could create a new blank database or use a template that is already created for you in Access. This is where you would open a database that you have previously created, where you can save your database. And you can see that with databases, you can save the whole database as an Access database, which is what we're going to do in this class most of the time. or you can save individual objects.